Dear AmaZulu mantombi, ngiyabathanda sithando zami. So this video here is not meant to upset anybody, but it's meant for education for our beautiful women, AmaZulu, and all other black women or beautiful women across the planet Earth, and all other women on the universe on planet Earth, that preserve your culture. Do not let the outsider influence degrade your culture. And people who die for your culture, who preserve your culture, start crying in the sky, in heaven. You might be wondering why this title for a modern Zulu women are damaging the Zulu culture. I'm talking about those Zulu women who allow themselves to be absorbed and immersed with the Western culture of putting a weave and having self-hatred and having skin bleaching, making ancestors and the queens who die for them crying in heaven. Zulu people are people from the sky. These are people from heaven. So putting the weaves and self-hatred, go to the Umhlanga and ceremony to celebrate the ancestor having a hair which is not yours, wearing a fake hair is a disgrace to the founder, to the royal of the Zulu women through the keyhole history, Queen Nandi, in C 1964 to C 1827, and Monase in C 1797 to 1880. Let me take you back to the history a little bit. Women during the time when the kingdom was formed, women used to be at the background and confine the role to caring for their homes and the children. Women of the Zulu nation are the warrior women. The Zulu monarchs in particular are replete with examples of the female dynasty, regents, and a ruler who took up position of the leadership through the period of nation building and a war of resistance. The Zulu culture has a plethora of women, the most important of whom include Queen Nandi, the mother of the imperial Shaka. So when you put a weave, is to tell the king and the queens who died for your life, who fought to maintain the superior tribe, the superior culture of KwaZulu, that hey, you are not important. You died for me, but you are not important. They preserve the culture. They embrace the culture. Going to Umhlanga or Zulu ceremony with the weave is a disgrace to the ancestor. It's disgrace for the people who died for you, who died for us. So this video is for those women who disrespect the people who die for them and make the ancestor and the king and queens, the warrior, cry in the heaven and in the sky. Zulu people are people from the heaven. These are people who are proud of who they are, where they come from. Putting away the hair which is not yours, bleaching the skin, is a self-hatred according to the history of the Zulu people, people from the heaven. The most important of whom included Queen Nandi, the mother of Impara Shaka, Impera Shaka, and Queen Monase, who contributed in shaping the Zulu monarch. So they were shaping the Zulu monarch. But you start to become disgraced and degrade and break the reputation of one of the powerful tribes, the most powerful tribe on the planet Earth. Behind this king in late 8th century and early 19th century, they were undoubtful the heroes of the Zulu monarchy, means Shaka and her mother Queen Nandi and Queen Monase. These were the Zulu royal women. Now, let's take back a little more in the history. The women in a Zulu society often perform domestic choir as a cleaning, raising their children, collecting water, firewood, laundry, tending to crops, cooking, and making clothes. Women can be considered as the sole income earner of the household. And women of the Zulu are the warrior women. These are, if I say women, it's not gonna be enough. These are warrior queens. A women's stage in life, the women's stage of life lead up to the goal of marriage are the Zulu women. As the women approach puberty, she's known as Chichi. A Chichi reveals her singleness by wearing less clothes. A single woman typically do not wear clothing to cover her heads, breast, legs, and shoulder. Engaged women wear hairnets to show their marital status to society, and the married women cover themselves in clothing and headdresses. Also, women are taught to defer to the men and treat them with a great respect. The women are always born to the male figure to abide by. Now, let's take to the ceremony. Zulu take their pride in the ceremony such as Umhlanga, or you can call it a reed dance, in their various form of beadwax. The art and the skill beadwax take part in identification of Zulu people, and they act as a form of communication. Their men and their women both serve different purposes in a society in order to function as a wall. Today, the Zulu people are predominant believe in Christianity, which personally I respect everybody whatever they believe, but it's important in the Zulu nation to preserve their culture and history and a dignity and a respect. Zulu are the people from the heaven. Zulu should preserve their culture and embrace the way of living. That's what they get respected for. Ngulungulu, always there for you. Ngulungulu loves you. The whole world loves you. Do not allow anybody to change who you are. You are a warrior. You are warrior. You are beautiful kings. You are beautiful queens. Do not let the outsider or the other culture degrade, or do not allow yourself have a bad or degrade or decrease influence toward the people who die for you, toward the next generation. Preserve your culture. Embrace your culture. But let's go to Umhlanga. So this video is more for the women, for the modern women, not all, some, a little percent, who are disgracing and make the ancestor cry by misappropriate the Zulu culture, going to the reed dance, wearing the Chinese hair, going to the reed dance, bleaching the skin, going to the reed dance, not embrace who you are and make the ancestor feeling pain in heaven, the ancestor crying in heaven. Do not degrade who you are. Embrace your culture, keeping your culture alive. Remember where you come from. Read your history. Know people who died for you. The king and queens. You are who you are because of the history, because of the people who preserved the culture and embrace who they were and fight for you. So misappropriate the culture in a Heritage Day, wearing a weave and then wearing a beard, go to Umhlanga. That's a disgrace. That's making ancestors in heaven crying tears in the blood tears. Imagine Queen Nandi, King Shaka, Nemonas, they see what is happening now. In a reed dance, women, a beautiful warrior queen, misappropriate the culture, wearing a beard, beads, and wearing weave, Chinese weave or Peruvian hair. That's a disgrace. You the blessed people, Zulu people, you people from the heaven. You are choosing people. Your example, everybody who wish to be, but a small percent of the so-called lost conscious women, they degrade the warrior, a reputable culture which have a dignity, respect, peace and prosperity in the light and shining all across the globe, from Umhlanga to all KwaZulu Natal and all the kingdom of the Zulu. Because of a few individuals, I plead to the king and the queens, do not allow this. Do not allow small percents of so-called westernized come to the celebration in the ceremony with misappropriating the culture. That's a disrespect. Go to the ceremony with the weave, bleaching the skin. What your intention? That's not the definition of the beauty. The definition of the beauty is who you are. People who accept who you are. Embrace where you come from. Read your history. Zulu people are warrior people, are beautiful people, are powerful people that they have created indefinitely. Powerful, historical, memorable frame of history that will never be forgotten. So the king and queens are pleased is mntwana igama lam mntwanawabantu or mntwanamuntu. I plead to the kings, do not allow a small percent of people, especially our beautiful women, or we should provide the educational as far as constantly teach the Zulu people they smoke so to maintain the culture and the history of both men and women, and not let a few percent come and misappropriate and they make their ancestors cry in heaven. What happened to our women, to the African women? This video was not meant to attack anybody or make anybody feel in a type of way. This video was meant to educate our brother and sister so we can stick to our traditional ways of living and preserve our culture by any means. So the meaning of this video is to constantly remind you that you, as a warrior, beautiful women, you are a warrior, you are a conqueror, you are powerful, you are unstoppable, you are loved. So be proud of yourself, preserve your culture, be who you are, and people will always love who you are. You are beautiful. I love you so much. This is why, because I care about you, and that's why I have to tell you, as a truly African warrior man, that be who you are, and people will love you who you are. Preserve, protect your culture by any means. Do not let the outsider influence you and you end up degrade to your culture and make the ancestor crying in heaven. Just by saying it, it's just to constantly remind you that you are a powerful creature, that God has created you in the image of God. Praising John Pombe Magufuli, the late, the warrior, he constantly tell the women in Africa that we as African people, we were created as the image of God. See, so since you were created the image of God and now you want to change and have another image, so you just to remember that change your image meaning is to disobey the rules of the God. Just to remind you, you the people from the heaven, you Zulu people are people from the sky. AmaZulu means heaven. So you were created, or your culture is in the heaven way, is in the heaven frame, in the heaven ways of life. So changing means you move yourself from a heavenly lifestyle. Stick to your culture, stick to your heaven lifestyle, stick to who you are. That's why people love you all over the planet Earth, because of the warrior spirit that you have, the fighting spirit, the non-give up spirit. You are beautiful. Ngiyabathanda mantombazana azulu. Uyabona? So you are beautiful. You have your unique beautifulness. Do not let anybody, don't let your friends, don't let your neighbor, do not let these wasting media tell you that your culture is not beautiful. You have a uniqueness, most beautiful culture on planet Earth. Keep it, preserve it. This is why I took this bold step as a man, as a warrior, to give the knowledge that I understand based on the history of Zulu, based on my research and my thinking process. You can pick what you think is useful for me. I took time out to create this video to remind a beautiful Zulu women, a beautiful women across the planet Earth. Keep your culture alive. And that's been said, you are beautiful. Umuhle kakhulu. Umuhle kakhulu. Yabona. So you're so beautiful in every aspect, intelligence wise, history wise. You are a warrior. Your unique lifestyle, that's make you known, that's make you unique, that separate you from the rest of the world. So do not let nobody Do not let any type of influence make you change who you are and try to be another person who you never be. AmaZulu, ngiyabathanda serious. Amantombazana, AmaZulu, nyani serious ngiyabathanda kakhulu. So please stay who you are, proud of who you are. There is a reason why Ngulungulu, he created you the way who you are. So embrace it. Be proud of. Kiabatanda kakulu. This is why I created this video. I love you so much. If I wasn't gonna love you, I wasn't gonna take a time out and make this video and talk about you, because I see, as a man, I see something's wrong. Let it fix. Let's talk about it. Do please leave a comment. Tell me what you think. I'm open to do even a live. We can discuss about these things and have an open conversation, not conversation based on emotion. The conversation which based on some conscious level or what is beneficial to us. For that being said, thanks so much. Thanks for following me, and thanks for comments, and stay blessed. Peace, light, prosperity, and amen. Peace. If you FaceTime, go to the link below. Please do as little as donation is it $1, $2, $3, even $100, so we can continue to do more research. However,
nendlela nje akhulume ngayo laphana kwagcina sekuvela ubani ukuthi noma kuyena mhlawumbe umthetha lesiciko ngoba intombi kade zelapha abeze zimisele zo
pay respects.
You can also subscribe, share this video, and like this video, and we appreciate your support so we can continue to do more research and share this video to a lot of people. And you can check the link below. We have a program where we give back to the community and we feed homeless